Good morning, folks. I don't know what the date is. Words to the wise. Anybody that takes your headlights, changes them out with LEDs, other people do not appreciate them. That's all I got to say. You must have I'm going to call it a complex problem or something. Man, are those things annoying. Bear with me here. We just went through beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Yeah, you idiot. Okay, let's settle down here. 6:52 a.m. I left the absolute southwest corner of downstate Michigan about 4:30 this morning. Ran into some problems north of Chicago. There was a pretty horrific accident. I'm definitely not going to complain about the time being lost because there's probably some people that are having a pretty bad day today. It did not look good. I'm out of coffee and I need to use the restroom so bad it's not even funny. My favorite stop in Saukville, Wisconsin is coming up in about 25 or 30 miles, so we're going to hang on and see what we can do here. Anyway, it is Thursday early morning. It took off pretty early. Got a very gigantic weekend here. I'm very confident that it's going to be a gigantic weekend. Go figure, basically all the harvesting is over as far as sorghum and hay and everything else and straw. We've now got a very good bout of weather. Harvesting is not done though. Of course, big player for me in feeding the farm, the cattle on the farm, is corn silage. Bear with me, folks. This freeway through Milwaukee is pretty treacherous here with the bumps. Good Lord Almighty. So, that being said, we're looking at chopping the corn this weekend, hopefully starting tomorrow. It's going to depend on the custom operator. I have my corn chopped custom. That might change someday. Right now, no. Lots of things in preparation. I'm going to make it home well before lunchtime here today. Right after lunch, Dad and I are getting together and we're closing down, shutting up the 18-foot silo. We're going to fold up the elevator and raise it all the way to the top, get things ready. We're going to move the outside elevator, which obviously needs to be done, and our smaller blower system that we strictly use for aeration. The custom operator, they bring their own blower over, which, pretty beefy. It keeps up. So that's going to go on this afternoon, silo preparation. Now, we've been dealing and battling with an extreme amount of moisture and rain. The cow yards are completely mud. With the big equipment that they bring in, we actually have to tear down a part of the fence of the cow yard. Not a huge deal at all. It's just for a nice little turnaround for convenience. That being said, though, I've got 4 dump trucks. I got 4 quads. I call them quads. I know everybody usually talks in yards and tonnage. I talk either tandems, triaxle quads, or leads. Anyway, I got 4 quads of material coming in here this evening, starting around 5 o'clock. 3 loads of sand, and the last load will be a load of good gravel. In my neck of the woods, it's called 21A road gravel. Just to stiffen things up a little bit, make things a little bit better around there, because it's pretty nasty behind the barn. And I'll go ahead and take you with me tonight, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. We're doing all that this afternoon, and then the dirt work this evening in preparation for chopping corn, I hope tomorrow. The custom operator had a couple other farms to take care of here this week, and with the damn good weather that we've had, or I'll just say no moisture, I'm confident they got them taken care of. I'm only hoping that they're finishing up today and they can start mine tomorrow. I've got the 2 fields that total, it's less than 40 acres. There's no doubt in my mind that I've got more than enough corn out there that we're going to have to stop at a certain point because the 18-footer will be filled up. Therefore, I'm going to have some corn left over for shelling on the primary cornfield, which I was in last weekend. I mean, I really went in there. Why I didn't make a video is beyond me. But it's looking pretty healthy. I'm very happy with what I'm seeing. Here's the thing, though. It's getting late in the year. The corn is drying out significantly. That's a bad deal for corn silage, folks. I mean, you don't want it green as a goat turd and wet going in the silo. Not our operation anyway. But it's drying out significantly. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. Today, of course, Dad's at the farm right now. Pasture grazing system is over as of this morning here, probably in about another hour or two. The cow herd, the beef herd will not be getting grazing any longer. They're all being shut down. Dad and I talked a couple days ago about a certain few things here and there, and we have no choice but to we're going to put the cows in the behind the barn field for some serenity. They cannot live within the cow yard or cow lot right now. It's just it's absolutely disgusting. So I'm gonna have to wreck almost the entire behind the barn patch by keeping the cow herd in there. That's where all the feeding's gonna take place. We're gonna take a week off from silo filling. Obviously I'm shutting down the 18-footer here this afternoon. Now we've got the 16-footer, which is chock full of corn silage. Thank God Almighty. We're going to let that just sit for a little bit. We're going to tackle that next week as far as cleaning out the top layer and start feeding corn silage. In the meantime, I'm going to start feeding baleage, cattle candy, 2 bales every day within a haul behind feeder. I'm going to see how that works. I don't know. That seems to be a hell of a lot of weight for those feeder wagons. I'm going to try it out. We're going to see what happens. And then, of course, you know, multiple bales of dry hay a day. And we'll kind of go from there. But the year's changing. Lots changing. The farm is changing right now. All pastures shut down. Never to be opened up again this year until next late spring, early summer. Corn silage is hopefully going on tomorrow. I definitely look forward to taking multiple videos for you, and I'm very hopeful to obviously get out in the field, which is I know where you would really want to see. You know, when we go doing silage with the custom operator and stuff, my job is usually right there at the silos, forking in any of the loose material. Adjusting the snoot up above for a little bit better silo leveling, and anything else I can do, not to mention keeping an eye on the silo level, which will be a grave job here tomorrow, in order to call the custom operator out in the field and let him know after this load, stop, you know, can't fit any more in the silos. Yeah, worst case scenarios, we have to finish up on Saturday. That's not the worst thing in the world. We got beautiful weather. Keep riding my ass and you're going to get the brake lights. I can promise you that right now. Big family wedding Saturday evening. There's not a chance in heck that I'm going to be able to make the ceremony, which I usually like to try and do for family weddings. Otherwise, I'm just kind of a reception guy. I got too much going on, but a family wedding Saturday night, which will be fun. And you know, I haven't called that farm yet, the big local dairy, but it's very possible that they have gone after their soybeans. I'm not too sure, so we'll see what happens. And of course, I'm talking about some straw. So anyway, folks, I got to get going here. Things are getting a little crazy. People are trying to head to work here, and I better get off this phone. So anyway, we're going to talk to you much sooner than later. Thanks for sticking with me and all my jaw jacking here this morning.